Hi, we're going to be talking about problem 5 for practice exam 2 in preparation for exam 1 of fall 2025. This problem asks us to select all expressions that are logically equivalent to this expression here, which is going to be not P implies Q and R. Okay, so for this problem, we can start to directly look at the answer choices. So our first answer choice is not not P or Q and R. And this actually appears just as implication breakout would, because by implication breakout, we have P implies Q is equivalent to not P or Q. And so what's going on in expression A is we're just substituting this in for P implies Q and not changing anything else. So we know that this is going to be equivalent to our original expression. Okay, so now we can look at answer choice B, P and Q and R. You might be wondering where this and is coming from because it seems like we have an or over here. We also have a negation outside of this statement. So what we can do is we can apply that negation and we can apply De Morgan's law in order to get an and. Just as a recap, De Morgan's law is if you're negating A or B, you're going to get not A and not B. If you're negating not A and B, you're going to get not A or not B. Okay, so going along with that, we can use De Morgan's law to apply to the expression inside of the parentheses. So not P or Q is just going to be not P and not Q and R. We have a double negation here, so that's just going to be equivalent to P and not Q and R, which by the associative property is just going to be P and not Q and R. And so that is not answer choice B. However, it is going to be the same thing as answer choice C. Okay, moving on to D and E. We have in D P and not Q or not R. And the way that we're going to see if this works is we notice that we have this negation symbol here, which may seem like it's coming out of nowhere. However, we can apply De Morgan's law in reverse in this situation. So we have an and statement over here, not Q and R, which is going to be the same thing as not Q or not R. Basically, what we're doing is we're negating each of the variables inside of the statement and flipping the and to an or. And so we are going to get P and not Q or not R. And this matches up with answer choice T. And as a result, we know that answer choice E is not going to be correct because these both can't be correct at the same time. And in addition to that, if you were to simplify it further, you would never get to a point where you have a negation outside of an and, because we have an and in our expanded form. We have an and in the form P and not Q and R. And so if you were to take the negation of that, you would have an or, not an and so we know that E cannot work.